Hi, I'm Chelsea Husum, your host of the Lip Service and Lashes podcast. I'm an entrepreneur, author, speaker, and mom of two. And I'm so tired of women not feeling like they can show up as fully expressed versions of themselves. So here, we're all about that unapologetically, because honestly, we don't have time not to. Literally, because we're busy as F moms and entrepreneurs, but also figuratively, because we don't know how much time we have on this planet, and we want to make an impact now. But if we're doing this, we're making it real vibes only. So let's get inspired, laugh our asses off, quite possibly cry, and feel like you're sitting on the couch with your bestie and a glass of wine. I'm so happy you're here. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome to another Lip Service and Lashes podcast. I'm your host, Chelsea Husum. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, guys, today I want to talk about finding your tribe, friends, all that stuff. Because if you're listening, I pretty much guarantee with my life that you have gone through some mean girl shit, or you've gone through some drama, or you've gone through like all the potential craziness that is women friendships. Because I'm going to talk about like how that has changed throughout my life, but it's always been there. And for some reason, it never seems to leave. And you just have to like, I don't know, find a way to like set better boundaries and move on to find your real people that deserve your time and energy. So, okay, I have always been like the nice girl. I always like I've been a people pleaser, thinking more about other people. Now in my 42nd year, I feel like I'm kind of a bitch, but here's the deal. I'm a very, very, very kind person. Like I'm one of the nicest people, most genuine that you will meet. Like I will do anything for you. But if you come at me or my family or like just like are like really mean or negative, then I'm just kind of like mama bear will come out and my bitchiness can definitely come out because I just don't have the tolerance for anything like that anymore. So I'm like a bipolar crazy person. Now, you could get really sweet, Chelsea. I'll do anything for you. Or yeah, don't come at me or my family. Like I will, like I said, mama bear's out and she's ready to fight. So, but with that being said, like a lot of my girlfriends I talk to, we always have been like the nice girl, the people pleaser. We do everything for everybody else. And then, even some friends now, they're like so freaking exhausted. They're so worn out, unfulfilled. It's really sad to me because they're pouring energy into everyone else and like not holding space for themselves. So like growing up, I, elementary school, whatever, had friends, no big deal. Have like the little tiny drama, like, oh, she wouldn't play Foursquare with us. And, I'm not going to be your friend, whatever. That's whatever. That's elementary school stuff. Then in middle school, I remember, God, it was probably like sixth grade, I think was fine. Seventh grade started a lot of the girls that I was friends with in elementary school. Now in probably seventh grade, they were like the cool girls, right? And they were starting to be kind of mean. And I remember just being like, I don't really like that. And so I don't know. I'm surprised that I like did this in seventh grade-ish, but I made the conscious decision to kind of change who I was hanging out with and go maybe towards the more uncool crowd. And there were still awesome people, but like I kind of made a choice to kind of shift who I was hanging out with just because I didn't like the meanness and all of that. So that's middle school. And I was a cheerleader with a lot of these girls, like some of the more popular ones, some of the more not whatever. But I got along with everyone. We weren't like fighting, but the dynamics of the mean girl stuff like started and I was like, I'm not a fan. So then we go to high school and I had a very eclectic group of friends, like some of the popular kids, some of the not popular kids, some of the kids in the middle, sports, nerd, whatever, like all the people. I was more or less trying to be friends with everybody. But towards like probably junior, senior year, there were just things that people were doing to me that I guess I just kind of I overlooked or I just let it keep happening and I was still their friend. So some of these girls that I was friends with, they had another friend who did not like me. And I think to this day, she still does not like me. Do I give a shit? No, I don't. It's just kind of comical to me. So she didn't like me because the guy she liked me, which I never dated the guy. I never kissed him. I never did anything. So whatever, girl, like I can't help that. I don't know what to tell you, but she like truly in high school hated my guts because of this. And so this small group of friends I had they were friends with me, but they were also friends with her. So when they were hanging out with her, I wasn't invited. And then when they were hanging out with me, it was probably because she was not available. And then they thought, oh, well, I guess we'll, go downward and hang out with Chelsea. Who knows? So that was just like a weird dynamic. And then in senior year, we do, you have senior pictures. We used to do this thing called Friends in February. So it was like you'd get if you had a best friend, so the two of you up to like 50 people, whatever your friend group was, you would go and take pictures together. Like it was like senior pictures, but with friends. So I had this group and we were going to go take pictures together. And then for some reason we had to reschedule because somebody couldn't be there, whatever. And then it never got rescheduled. So I'd never really thought more about it. And then a few months later, I was at one of these girls' house and I looked out and there's pictures there of them all that are recent. And I'm like, huh, that's weird. What is this? And I'm not in it. And like, I'm the only one not in that. So they had like lied to me that it had been rescheduled, but they just did it with this other friend, the one who hated me, and a few other girls. And they purposefully excluded me. So that hurt. I was like, you guys kind of suck. And I don't know, it really hurt my feelings. And then that kind of derailed the end of my senior year. I remember just not feeling that I could trust these girls because clearly, they didn't give a shit about me. And so I remember them like one time I was at a party at the very end, like this was almost graduation. And I was sitting on a log talking to my friend, a guy friend of mine. We literally were just sitting there talking. And then I go inside and they had spread rumors that we were like making out. I had a boyfriend at the time, somebody else. And I was just sitting there talking to my friend. But by the time I got inside, these girls had already said that we were outside making out and blah, blah, blah. And I remember there may have been alcohol involved. There was. And I remember confronting them and like yelling at them. And it was like, this is why I can't wait to get the hell out of here. And at the end of high school, I literally couldn't get out of there fast enough. I felt like I didn't know who I could trust. They just were like nasty and mean. And I was just so over it. So it pretty much was like, F you guys, I'm out of here. Like, bye. And I'm never coming back. And so funny enough, at our 10-year reunion for high school, I went. I wasn't sure if I was going to go. I went. It was fine. Like I saw a lot of people. It was good to see them. But the funny part was this group of girls, you would think after 10 years, like, stop being a bitch, right? I remember them sitting at this table, like we were all upstanding, talking, mingling. And this group of them with that girl who still hated me, they were at a table just like with these smug looks on their faces and like just glare, like kind of just like looking at us all, like judging us. And I was like, really? Are we 10 years? And this is the shit you're still pulling? Like, oh my God, whatever. Yeah. So that's that. Calling all badass moms and entrepreneurs ready to stop surviving and start thriving. Y'all, I am officially opening spots for one-on-one mentorship. This is designed exclusively for the women who know they're meant for more, but feel stuck in the chaos of balancing business, motherhood, and everything in between. I'm not just another coach. I'm a proven business owner who's built an award-winning company, written a best-selling book, launched a podcast, and built a platform, all while raising a family. If you're ready to get unstuck and take bold action, master time management and boundaries, build an unshakable CEO mindset, and prioritize your energy without guilt, then let's make your next level happen. Faster, smarter, and with zero apologies. This is not for the excuse makers. It's only for women ready to go all in on themselves. Remember, spots are limited, so if you are interested, head on over now to Instagram and send me a DM with the word mentorship. I cannot wait to talk to you, girl. Then I moved out to Colorado. It was kind of weird because where you come from a small town that everyone knows you and you know everybody, right? You come to Denver and like, I used to love that I could go to the grocery store and look like total shit because no one knew me at all. But then I started seeing people from my hometown. I'm like, what are you doing here? And this sucks because now I actually, I mean, I probably didn't do anything different, but I was like, well, I can't go out looking as homeless as I normally do. Okay, so fast forward, let me see. It was harder to find friends, out here. Finally, found some friends, but those kind of seasons change a little bit. I was the first one to have a baby. I was the first one to get married. So it just like some of the friends kind of fall away, but it's just like the ebbs and flows of life. Nothing bad had happened. But I moved to the burbs in Colorado, like south of Denver with my husband. And it was like, I just really didn't have any friends down here. So finally had found a couple friends on my street that I felt like were really like, one of them was just like my bestie. We were really similar. We got along super well. And so we hung out for quite a few years, and then another lady moved in. I'm just like, the more the merrier. Like, I want you to feel welcome and like, hey, everyone come hang out, right? So, this girl kind of joined our group, and then there had been another girl moved here, and my hair lady had heard her talking like, hey, I just moved here from out of state. I don't have any friends. And she's like, oh, you need to meet Chelsea. So I met this girl for coffee. I was 2 weeks postpartum. I like brought my little baby in his little carrier and we chatted for like 2 hours. We just totally hit it off instantly, like best buds. And so I hung out with her a lot. And then naturally I was like, hey, let's all go to lunch, or let's, I like to introduce you all. Right. So whatever, that's fine. And again, the more the merrier. And so, probably like a year or two passed. I don't even know. And the girls on my street would be like, oh, did you get an invite to, so-and-so's wine night? And I'm like, oh no, I didn't. Or, oh, hey, you going to the murder mystery dinner at so-and-so's house? I'm like, no, wasn't invited. Okay. And it was just, I don't know. I started then, like, now I'm getting excluded again. And I'm like, what the hell did I do? I don't get this at all. And at this time too, I would text this friend, and I text her a long text, and she'd either didn't respond at all, or like with a one-word answer. And it was definitely not like a one-word answer kind of text that I had sent. And I was just like, what the hell? Again, what did I do? I didn't do friggin' anything, but okay, here we are again. I'm in my 30s now, and more mean girl shit, like feeling like I'm in middle school. So at some point, I finally just said to this friend, I said, yeah, good luck. I wish you the best, but like, I'm done and I'm moving on. And she's like, no, it's not what you think. And I'm like, yeah, it kind of is. And I don't know. So I just moved on, but it hurt so bad. And then I would see all these women that I had introduced. They'd be out for dinner, they'd go on trips, they do this and that. And I'm like the only one not there. And I had introduced over half of them. And it just, for literal years, it hurt so bad. And I'm just like, it took a lot of just time to kind of work through that, but it really hurt my feelings. And I'm just like, here we go again. Now I feel like I have no freaking close friends. Like and it's just, when you feel like that, it's just really lonely. Like when you don't know who you can call and just say what the worst thing that's on your brain, that's like your best friend you could share anything with and they're not going to judge you. Like that, I didn't have that anymore. So, it just all throughout my life and then since then there have been people I'm really close to that for a few years, and then it kind of like, I don't know, just something weird with energy or something happens and it gets a little weird, or I don't know. And so again, like I constantly every couple years feel like I have to shift and like try to find a few new, like really genuine people that I trust, because once I have a hard time trusting friends, because obviously, I mean, look what's happened over the years, like, hello, so it's like, once I don't feel that I could trust you, or if I say something to you, I think you're running to somebody else talking shit about me or saying whatever it is to them. Like I want to be able to say things in confidence and like trust that you got me and you got my back and you support me and love me and see me for who I really am. And I don't ever want to have to hold back something that I want to say from this person. If I feel like I have to do that, then I kind of put a wall up. And I mean, still in my 40s, I don't know what else to do. It's just like I'm protecting myself because I've been hurt so many times over the years by girls and women. And so it's just, finally, I feel like at this point in my life, a lot of my closer friends, I have a handful. Like I don't have a lot of best friends. I have a lot of friends and acquaintances, like a lot, but those very, very few people that I could call with anything. And I have people that would support me. A lot of people support me, but like the person I could say like the worst thing on my brain to, and they'd be like, yeah, girl, I hear you. I have a very small handful, a very few people that I feel like I could do that with now. But I do have them, but I have a lot of, friends that they're around the country that I've met that are maybe business owners or speakers, authors, podcasters, or dreamers, or just women out doing whatever it is it's called it's on their heart to do. I feel like sometimes they understand me more than some people. It's just like, I feel like a lot of people maybe don't understand me and my heart and why I do the things I do, or they just like question it, which is fine. Not everyone gets that, right? But it's just been so interesting to watch now who I surround myself with, and I protect my energy so much more. I have so many more boundaries, and I really hang out with a lot less people, really. And that's fine with me. Like I have a very little like free time. And so the little time I do have, I want it to be spent with people I freaking love and adore, and that they feel that same way about me. So I know so many people, have gone through this, the ebbs and flows of friendship and finding your tribe, and how, a lot of people have lost like their best friend, or just how that changes. And it's really hard. It's grieving a relationship. It's, grieving like being seen and understood. But ultimately, you know how you feel when you leave hanging out with someone. And if you feel like shit, or if they're questioning you or judging you, like that's not who you need in your life anymore. And you need to make some changes. So I think I challenge you to do an inventory of actually who are you spending your time with? And is it just are you just doing it out of feeling that you have to? And do you really truly love them and they love you and they see and support you? Or are you just like feel obligated to? I mean, that's just not, for me, I just don't have that energy to do that at this point in life. So I challenge you to look at how you feel when you leave certain people, certain groups, whatever. And you really should be feeling fabulous. And if so, you need to maybe make some changes to your inner circle and your friends. So I hope this helped. Maybe let me know if you're related to any of this. I pretty much guarantee you have if you're listening. But always remember, no BS, just real vibes. And we'll see you next time on Lip Service and Lashes. If you loved the episode, share it on Instagram and tag me so I can say thank you and meet you. Or share it with a girlfriend who you know would love this too. Always remember, no BS, just real vibes. See you next time on Lip Service and Lashes.